Welcome back. I hope all is well. Today, I wanted to give you a quick update on where I have been. And of course, I'm also going to teach you something during this video, so please stick around. But first, let me tell you why it's been over a month since I posted my last video. And actually, up until this point, I was posting pretty consistently on a weekly basis. So what happened? What have I been doing this past month? Can you guess? All right, well, let me just share with you. I have started a group practice. That's right, I went from a solo private practitioner and I've now hired on 2 employees. And if you're wondering, they are W-2 employees. So moving forward, you will see content about group practice and how to start that, how to run that, how to grow that. So I'll talk about the employees later on down the road. That's a question people usually ask. Are they W-2? Are they 1099? If this is confusing for you, no worries. I'll be making a video about that shortly. But what you need to know today is that I've been gone for over a month because I've been starting a group practice. And the group practice is called PRGRS Therapy. It's spelled PRGRS. And so we're gonna have our own channel for PRGRS Therapy, our own social media accounts. Be sure to follow those. Only if you want to, there really is no pressure to do that, but all the links for that will be down below. And so starting this group practice has taken a lot of work. That is something I did not anticipate. I wasn't really sure how much work it would take, but it was so much work that I couldn't maintain this YouTube channel and start the group practice at the same time. I'm sure there are people who can, and that's great. For me personally though, it was just a bit too much. So I gave a break to the YouTube channel and I started pursuing the group practice. That being said, I'm now back, I'm up and running, and I'm now able to start making videos again, hopefully just as consistently. So now that you're all caught up, let me teach you some things. I wanted to share with you 5 things that will be really helpful to know before starting a group practice. These are things I did not think about and have now only learned in hindsight. So I want to share them with you because I think they'll be very valuable. So let's just get right into it. The first thing that you need to know before starting a group practice is that it takes a lot of work. And this is something I did not anticipate. And we'll get into all the details in future videos. But for now, just know it takes a lot of work. You need to do things like redo your paperwork. You need to hire employees. You need to relearn systems. You need to do so much extra work on top of all the clients you're already seeing. It's not like you can put that aside. You need to continue seeing all the clients you're seeing, doing all that you're already doing, and then get the group practice up and running. Again, we'll talk about everything that is involved in upcoming videos, but just know it takes a lot of work and a lot of time. Another thing I wish I knew is that the startup costs for a group practice are much higher than those for a solo private practitioner. There are so many expenses that you'll need to cover as a group practice owner that you didn't really need to worry about in solo private practice. So for example, you need to pay for a payroll software. You may need to pay for access to your EHR for other therapists. It does cost money to hire people. There are certain insurances you have to cover dependent on the state in which you live. You may need to establish a business entity or do a DBA in order to change your name to something that's more conducive to a group practice. And the list goes on and on. And again, we'll talk about all this in future videos, but just know that if you're going to go into group practice or you want to start a group practice, the costs of that are much higher, which means there may be a bit more risk to starting a group practice. Another thing you should know is that hiring people is not easy. You may think that you just put out an ad on LinkedIn or Indeed and candidates just come to you. This is absolutely not the case. Hiring people is difficult. You have to find the right fit. You have to interview. You have to learn to interview if this is a skill you don't already have. And then you have to onboard people, teach them the culture of your practice, teach them workflows. There is a lot to hiring, more than meets the eye. This was and is a learning experience for me. Again, this is something I didn't really know much about. I guess I just assumed that you want to hire someone and then you do, but there's so much to it. It takes a lot of work, a lot of effort, and a lot of time. And the fourth thing that I wish I knew before starting a group practice is that you're going to need to learn to use a whole bunch of new tools that you haven't used before. When you're in solo private practice, you probably needed to learn how to use your health record, your EHR. You probably needed to learn to use Zoom or your audio video platform, and all those things are great. And you'll still need to use those in your group practice. But when you start a group practice, there's even more tools you need to add to your toolkit. And just a few to give you an example, you'll need to learn how to do payroll. So you'll need payroll software if you decide to hire W-2 employees. And payroll software is its own beast. It's not as simple as just logging in and knowing how to do it. You're gonna actually need to learn, and learning these tools takes time. Another tool you'll need to learn is like a bookkeeping software. So something like QuickBooks. And that's again, another tool added to your toolbox. When there's a lot of tools, it can be overwhelming. And the fifth thing that I wish I knew is that being a group practice owner or a business owner is very different than being a clinical supervisor. I've been in supervisory roles before. However, being a business owner is not the same thing. And that is something you do not learn in school or on the job. You do not learn how to be a business manager or an entrepreneur in the field of mental health. At least that's not what I was taught in social work school. So this again is another learning curve. It's something I have to invest time into learning. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes energy, it takes resources. And once again, being a business owner is not the same as being a clinical supervisor. So that is it. Those are 5 things that I wish I knew before starting a group practice. And I'm just getting started myself, and I have a lot to learn. However, as I learn and grow, I'll be posting videos to help you guys out as well, so that you can also learn what it takes to start and grow a group practice. I hope today's video was helpful for you. I hope you learned something. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you soon.